Hello, everybody. Welcome to Q&A Tuesday. So someone asked, how do I stop when satisfied? How do I stop when satisfied? Very common question. And they were, as you might imagine, asking about food and eating. But this can be just about anything. What is this satisfaction that's being sought? I want satisfaction. So something doesn't feel satisfied and wants to be satisfied. There, I think, is just a wonderful key spot, because this isn't around just food and eating and watching the nature of something coming in. It's as in the form of food and what needs to be supplied for fuel. It's money, other urges, interest in this thing over here. Anything that we usually tag as kind of compulsive or something about the behavior feels like, I know I don't really need that, but I seem to go over there and do it. And lots of thought storms buzzing around like flies. The list, someone asked yesterday about, in a group in summer camp, about the list of the to-do tasks that need to happen. Which I love. That's a very interesting process. I won't be satisfied until the list is done. I've got this list of things that I should be doing, says the mind. I'll be so happy when it's finished and it's completed, and then I can rest. So even just noticing that the mind will have this form saying, when I get to this other place, then I will be satisfied. Then I will, whatever the feeling of satisfaction is, I'll be there. And then this other question coming in, there's something about not stopping. There's a satisfaction point, and then I just keep plowing through. I do more. There's more to add on the list. I want other bites of food. There's I keep going. I reach, I grab. So interesting. Okay, so I just thought today, because there is a sort of beautiful sense of a flow and lots of little pieces of this circle that we can look in, the cycle of chasing and grabbing and wanting. This even fits in with the search for some kind of peace, some kind of salvation, rest, standing on satisfaction, knowing you're okay, knowing I'm here and I'm arrived, enlightenment, awareness, what some people call waking up. When I get to this other place, I'm going to receive something wonderful. I'm going to have this experience that is just so fabulous and perfect and good. I am going to have that. So there's this me here identified as a person that's going to have a beautiful experience. And even a part of the mind that hopes then I will never be in the midst of all that wanting and like trying to pull and grab and get something again, because there's something uncomfortable about it. So in the summer camp group, somebody, we were looking at this wanting. There's the wanting. There's somebody in the group who wanted her children to live closer and grandchildren to be around and be able to be involved in their lives more. And it's a repetitive thought that comes up. Not really any different. I know it doesn't seem like it's physically harmful, like overeating or over drinking or overspending. And it still is painful. So just looking at that wanting thing that seems to occur. What if, so with inquiry, we're looking at the pull. You just feel the energy pulling out. I want to get there. That's going to be so amazing. Oh my God, this is going to be so good. Oh, I can't wait. Images, images, images. I'm going to get to work on that. I'm going for it. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Even while you're underway, maybe even the next bite. Maybe I need something a little bit different. There's something about this that I'm eating that's not quite it. Often that's in there. I love the question, or just wondering what wants to be satisfied. So here is this thing called satisfaction that doesn't seem to ever land or come or stay or arrive or be my experience when I'm on this topic. I like, the idea of that the questioner here for today was asking about how do I stop unsatisfied when it comes to food and eating. But there's like a swarm of beliefs, like all those flies flying around the head, flying around in the air, all this energy, talking about life. And it's almost as if we're feeding them. This isn't it. This isn't it. I got to get someplace in this future moment. Pretty soon it'll be it. If I just do that, that'll be it. If I go on that retreat, that'll be it. I'll get there. But that means this here right now is not it. And I know it can feel so uncomfortable when there's wanting happening. I can notice that happening. I want that to happen. Let's plan for that to happen. I need to, put some things in place if I want that to happen, of course. But something about it is there's this struggle. And then there is no satisfaction point, or there is a passing of the physical satisfaction point. And then it's very fleeting. It just is over so quickly. And I don't like that I need to stop. And I'm wrestling with that moment. So I like, asking this. It may be a big, huge, wide open question, but there's something that isn't satisfied that has nothing to do with whatever it is you're doing. Like, I always use the metaphors of water. Water seems so, we don't have lots of thoughts and beliefs and thinking. Sometimes we even do, but about water itself. Water. If I'm really thirsty, I get up and drink water. I'm kind of a person that can drink a whole glass. Oh, it feels so good. But then I'm just done, and I might not even finish the whole glass. You know how that just happens naturally? I'm not really thinking should or shouldn't or anything about it. You just know to get up and go get the water and have a drink. And it can taste like just heaven water when you're really thirsty. Like, wow, just so good. And it apparently, it seems to be required to remain alive, but it's just something that's so natural and so easy and so accessible and just available for when we want it. We're not standing there over drinking water all day over the kitchen sink. So what's happening where, because I truly wanted, this is what I see. What was wanted was water and nothing more. There's something that just rises within the body and the organism and everything about it that doesn't have anything to do with thinking about it, that just moves towards attaining water and drinking it, and then just stopping as soon as there's a satisfaction level reached. And of course, there's going to be more water required along the way. So what's the difference? And I suggest here that a strong difference is that when we're reaching for something that doesn't seem to ever get satisfied and needs to be repeated, it's because there's something else different than the actual thing we're doing that we want. It's like if you were really, really thirsty. I suppose this does happen sometimes, and there is no water available, and the only thing that can be drank is I don't know, some kind of, like, I don't know, I thought of high C. That's an old, I don't even know if they have that anymore. Some kind of drink that you don't like very much, where there's a bunch of stuff in it. But I mean, you drink it and it's kind of like, you kind of wish there was water there. You definitely are going to drink it because it's needed. But it's not quite it. And then when you actually get to have the water, it's just absolutely fantastic. So there's something that's mismatched. Let's put it that way to be simple. Something wants satisfaction, and this is a substitute. So here I am, and there's a lot in this when I'm, depending on what I'm interested in, food and eating, alcohol, smoking, trying to acquire money, obsessing about a relationship, thinking about a relationship over and over and over again, wishing for the children to come live closer to me, having that repetitive thought and feeling disappointed, anxiety, all the thoughts about different things, wanting to complete the list, all these ways that we do whatever that feel uncomfortable. There we are, reaching for that. And something else besides the actual finishing of the list is what really is asking for satisfaction, just a natural satisfaction. So what is that? The great question. What is that? I think there's beliefs going on that often, at least for me, sort of move into the background because the cycle of like compulsive behavior or speedy behavior and all whatever it is that we do gets so dominant and loud. It's like a bunch of shouting is happening, and emergency and urgency, and you can't even really see what is it that I could truly want. But for today, what is it that I truly want? That's what a sweet question and a kind question to ask yourself. If it's not this, if I don't really want this thing to go have another cigarette again, there's something about that, I'm definitely seeing that I don't want. And I'm wondering, like, what is so compelling that I'm pulled into it? It's got to be beliefs and feelings. They're up there. You have to have a stressful belief, a stressful feeling to even be in that in the first place. And that's very human. We all have thoughts. We have thoughts that are being thought and feelings that are being felt. So, but what is it that I'm not letting myself see or letting myself feel? What am I maybe too frightened of taking a look at? What am I unwilling to relax with? So, and yesterday when we were looking at this wanting, and everybody could find things that they wanted, even like, I just want this circumstance to change. I really want it to change. And they have the image and the picture of what it looks like if it was different. I want my relationship with my sister to change. I want my relationship with my partner, spouse to change. Okay, so there we are. There's that, God, I really want that. Can I just be with this a moment and notice? Because I can. My legs and hands and feet are being with this without a thought. The only thing that is freaking out about it is thought. So there's something solid here that can be with this, that is the observer that's watching, that's just being with it, that can allow those flies to buzz around, or those clouds or that stormy weather to come in without panicking and moving. And then this wonderful question, what is it that I really want. And maybe it's just like and what is saying that something has to happen, that this moment is not good. I'd have to wait and get over to this other beautiful, more beautiful moment. I am the person who will be experiencing something wonderful in a little while, after the next bite, after I get that cigarette, after I get $1 million, after I have whatever this thing is called enlightenment. And then I'm a person who'll be having the joy of experiencing that. And right now is not good. Not quite it, or very much not it. What an inquiry, is to notice the way it is now is not good. I need to put some ice cream into it. The way it is right now is not good. I'm so upset. I can't sleep. The way it is not good. If my kid just was different, I feel so relieved. I feel so happy. If that circumstance wasn't the way it was, I'd be okay. Just notice where the mind is traveling, because it's taking in these things that are talking about hardship and sadness and disappointment and anger, rage. In my case, I had just rage running. And that would turn into like sort of an intense binge eating rebellion. This is not good, what's happening here. And later I need to be the human being, the person, the individual identity that gets to this awesome, different place. Even if it's a bite, like I'm going to go attain that food that I'm thinking about in my head and get it. And I'm going to consume it and get it and eat it. And then I'm going to feel good. But it doesn't happen. We don't feel good, do we? When it's not the thing that we really want and we're filling up on something we're anxious about something. I loved it. So in the same summer camp call, somebody said she had a large event coming up where she was going to be sort of the center of her attention for like 5 hours to go through something important. And there was some ice cream eating happening, maybe daily. And then thinking about this event coming and feeling nervous. So just being with the nervousness and the tension of the moment and the situation, just being with it. Like, oh, hello, little sweetie pie. Treat yourself like a most compassionate parent to that little part of you that's upset and thinks this moment isn't good enough and dangerous and hard. What do you want? What do you need? I'm right here. I'm with you. I'm here. It's okay. Don't have to have an answer. I mean, the kind and nurturing parent doesn't have an answer for the little one that's afraid. Like, this is exactly what's going to happen, and then you're going to be fine. Or let me get you the thing that you're requesting. No, there's just like a kindness. You don't know what's going to happen. Just being there. And sometimes if you allow yourself to journal or consider, just meditate on it, you can see, what do I really actually want? And is it acquirable? Like if I don't want water, I'm satisfied right now. I don't need water. I've drank enough water today so far. Water will come later. I can just tell because of the feeling in my body. But if I start to think, ooh, but I better get some, I don't know if that's probably not the best metaphor here, but I know, well, what else is it that I want? So in the case of the person asking this question today, like something is pushing past the point of satisfaction as I'm eating. I can tell you, if that thing is heard and opened to, then stopping will naturally occur. Stopping the eating will naturally occur. If that other thing that wants something, that wants your attention, that wants you to nurture it and care for it, attend to it, if you listen, if you open to it, receive it, allow it to be there, it doesn't need to come in and have a substitute thing, a substitute satisfaction or a distraction satisfaction. It will feel seen and heard and attended to. And often, in the most simple way, it is all is well right now. Everything is okay right now. It's really funny. There's this scene in the movie Titanic. Did everyone see the movie Titanic? Where one of the most striking scenes of the whole movie, maybe one of my favorites, honestly. There's a mother in a little cabin down below, and she has 2 little children, and the ship is going down, and she's singing lullabies to them. Just being there, knowing this is underway, and we're probably all about to die, and I can still sing a lullaby and just be in this process and not be so terrified that there is no comfort available. Comfort is available in the moment. The comfort is here now. I am not an individual human being that's waiting for a beautiful moment in the future, a satisfied moment later on. It's just thinking and feeling that get really busy and are talking about this isn't it, and you need to do stuff and get there and whatever needs to happen before there's true satisfaction. But something can be satisfied right now. Who would you be without your story of wanting? Who would you be without the story, the grandchildren need to move closer to me for me to be happy? I need to be a certain weight in order to be happy. I need to be sleeping well at night in order to be happy. It doesn't mean you're not open, like just saying, I'm going to continue looking at what might help this shift. Of course, so interested in that and it doesn't mean we don't go to the doctor or do this over here, whatever brings us to some kind of awareness. But who would I be without my story? There is no satisfaction to have in this moment. And what seems to want satisfied? What is that one that doesn't think this is satisfying? What does it have to say? What is it oriented towards? What are those feelings that are running in here that just think, I have them too, wouldn't it be amazing if such and such happened? I had a friend who helped take care of a house of elderly neighbors for quite a few years. And then one of the elderly neighbors in the couple died. And then the other one died not that long after. And they left just a neighbor who would come over and mow the lawn and help do some tasks from time to time, maybe bring some groceries. They left this old friend of mine their house. And their house was in a spectacular neighborhood, and just worth millions of dollars. I thought, that's an amazing thing to have happen. And I had the thought go through, like human being, I wish something like that would happen to me. So noticing that's all okay, that exists in the mind, and all is just extremely well right now in this moment. And if I think it isn't, that's worth inquiring into. So I would just ask in the most simple way, after all this that I've been saying here, how do I stop unsatisfied? Talk to the one that isn't satisfied. And just be gentle and kind and nourishing with that one. See who that one is, because often it's been very frightening. It's terrified, and we haven't wanted to look at it. It's just like swipe right. Get out of here. And be with that one, hear what it has to say. And journaling is really good, like just being a listener and writing whatever that one has to say. And also, just sitting and being willing to pause and be still for 30 seconds. I not think I must race off and do. And I don't mean the kind of pausing like I'm just holding myself back from getting in the car and going and getting the bottle of alcohol. No, I'm pausing to allow everything to be here the way it is. I'm pausing to give some attention to that voice that's really uncomfortable, that is just screaming about not being satisfied. I just find the more there's something around that and all the thoughts and feelings and beliefs that are happening, and I'm just relaxing and in the question, is that true? Not believing everything, the more everything seems to come into balance, including the actual meal itself. And that mechanism for eating, getting hungry, and then getting satisfied when you eat, that's built in. Don't even have to worry about that. That's been there the whole time, hasn't gone away, that's right in there. And there's just all this stuff that overrides it. It says, I don't care about that, and I'm going to keep plowing through and getting more. But to see what all that discomfort is doing and saying and being, and maybe you can get somebody to even be with you in it, so that you can say, I'm having a thought storm right now. I need to share what it is I'm thinking and feeling, because so that the panicker doesn't drop and run. So I hope that helps. Giving some attention to the one that thinks there is no satisfaction here, and you'll get some concepts, and then you can actually take them to inquiry and question them deeply. Is it true? What happens when I believe it? Who would I be without this story? Very exciting, even to just get a little sense of that and being able to question what it is I'm thinking about satisfaction and the lack of it. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know how it goes.